New week, new arena, and I'm in time? What's going on here? Hey guys, Konosuba Gaming here. We have a new wind arena right now in the global version that will feature the Earth Queen Golem, I think, Earth Mate Golem, whatever you want to call him. I don't have the right name in my head. But again, the most important things are she does earth damage and she reduces physical attack. She's weak to poison that we don't really care about, again, unless they specifically say a mob is really weak to something, you just don't care about it. And last but not least, it says physical attacks are ineffective. So while she also she has like two things going on here. First up, she applies a physical attack down, and she also has higher physical resistance compared to magical resistance. So while you could avoid the magic, the physical attack debuff by, for example, using Eye Patch Megumin, I don't really think it's worth it, but you can still try and let me know in the comments down below if it works for you. Maybe I'm wrong here, but based on that, I just don't think it's worth going any physical team. And that just brings me to this team that I actually found, luckily, by checking the JP arena rankings that we have from the unofficial Discord. This team was actually used by a friend of mine. The most popular team, hands down, should be this one. Again, if you also have the comic code, then you can just ignore Megumin potentially and just use comic code. I think that should be a damage increase, but this should, in theory, be the best team you can use here. Use Chris as a speed boost unit, taking damage, your team survives longer. Her ulti 1 for a slow. Then you have the anniversary Megu to have the tier 1 EX Reshred, and later after ulti also the tier 3 Reshred. Rin as the main damaging unit with buffing ulti, CDR, stuff like that. Then we actually use either this Yun or, which should be the same damage or maybe a bit higher low. It really depends on how much crits you get with Yun. Let's be real here. Slot 4 can be either Arabian Union or Fast Yellow. And last but not least, slot 5 will be New Year Wiz. The idea here is that you use Chris as the speed boost unit until she faints like 24 seconds in roughly. You just try to explode ASAP with Megumin, which is around doable with like 39 seconds left, something along these lines. At that point, Union comes in while the boss has both debuffs on them. She gets buffed by Rin, does her nuke skills, you pray for as many crits as possible, and well, by the time Megumin's Reshred runs out, Chris should faint, Wiz comes in, and Wiz will aid tank the damage, slow the boss down again, and, you know, reapply Reshred so you other units can just do as much damage as possible. That's pretty much the whole idea behind this team. Sadly for me, I don't have the Megumin. I didn't get lucky on the Ani Butter, so I need to make a different team. And my idea here was, or like the idea behind this team, because again, I found it somewhere else, so shoutouts to JYT. We just ignore speed boost here. We just run a strong magical team. We have Wiz for lowering the magic resistance, for Reshred, and for slowing down so we don't die. We have CLO for damaging, healing, gauge up, and we have Rin for, you know, buffing in general, wind damage boost for your whole team and stuff like that. If you get like critted or unlucky, whatever, you have a strong slot 4 in the case of Union to just come in, do her nukes, do a lot of damage. Slot 5, I don't think slot 5 will ever come out, but in case whatever rare occurrence happens that slot 5 comes out, I just put another mage in there. Just, you know, he has a gauge up skill, maybe that can, in that case, help to get another ulti. I don't know. I really don't think it's needed or anything like that, but that's the best team I could come up for myself. Again, it's not the best free-to-play friendly team, I guess, but it avoids the Megumin if you are liking that. If you are liking Rin, I think you can also just use a team of Wiz, Union, Cielo. Sure, you will not have any CDR, which will make it a little bit harder to run, but you have Cielo to reduce the damage taken. Wiz ulti 1 can buff the magical attack, and then you just try to boost Union's damage as much as possible, pretty much. So that's a possibility. I also saw again the team with like this team, but instead of this Megumi, you actually use Eyepatch Megu to block the magical attack buff, physical attack debuff, sorry, on Chris and allow Chris to do more damage. I also tried like a suicide team with Kazuma, you know, taking the first few hits, and then Wiz coming in. The problem with that team was that my team just died too fast. Like Rin could take like 1 ulti and like 2 or 3 AoE hits, and she faints. Sure, I could have given her better earrings to take more damage. That could maybe make the team more valid, or just ignore Wiz, ignore the Rash Threat, and bring in a Cielo for the heal, damage resistance, stuff like that. Maybe that can work that way, but well, it's a day 1. I didn't have the time right now to practice too much, so yeah, this is a team I'll be running. I'll show off how I'll do the wave and everything like that, and you know, if you like the strat, feel free to copy it. Of course, if you like the other strat more, the video is on my JP channel. It's a little bit older, I think it's a year ago roughly, so you need to scroll down a little bit, but I hopefully remember to link it down in the video description, so you can also check out that run and that strat, because it's 100% better. It's the better strat, but well, if you don't have the Megumi, you need to do what you can do, right? So let's do this. A few things here I forgot to mention. First up, of course, if you have the new Kameko, you can just replace the Megumi and the team I showed off on the YouTube side with the Kameko. This should totally work. Like just Chris, Rin, Kameko, and slot for a Union team should work wonders. Especially again, you can use Kameko's ulti 1 version 2 then to also have a slow, and then use Chris's ulti 2 for the buffs, and then Rin ulti 1 version 1 for more damage, or something like that. Just try around a bit, but she's a great unit for the current arena and works flawlessly there. Also just, you know, she is a Rashford unit, so you can just use Cielo, Kameko, and Rin, and ignore speed boost like what I did in my current team. So that's also just a way to improve the damage drastically. She's a great pickup. And for some free-to-play advices, if you don't have fast Cielo, you can also use the 3-star Cielo still. She's great damaging unit. She has a more healing on her kit, which is great. Of course, you're liking the wind damage boost, but again, you already got a tier 1 from Rin, so the tier 2 damage loose there is not that big. The only thing that matters here is the Gacha, which of course, as you see, allows you to get better ulti timings in, which is a bit of a damage increase, of course, but it's not that marginal that's like, oh, you cannot use the RCL anyway. For the other units, you need some kind of Rashford unit, so again, either with this Kameko or just some off-rate stuff like, I don't know, Fast Union, that is Suicide Union to faint, and at slot 5 you bring in another off-element Rashford unit, something like that, or Kazuma Suicide. Stuff like that can work, it's just a little bit harder to play around. And for Rin, well, she's the best wind DPS that we have right now, so again, not really big of a replacement, but as I said before, you can use the Union still there. You do just, you know, selfish nuke damage with less team support. That can work. And you can also, in theory, still use the New Year's Vanir to some extent as a Gacha provider. Do a little bit damage, make your team tanky to potentially don't need a healer. Like maybe you can just remove Cielo then and use him, and you also good to go. Just try around a bit and you see what sticks the best for you and works with the units you have, right? Also, of course, my team is not perfect. The fact that Wiz just has a silver turn, not a gold turn, is also kind of bad. Okay, let's try something different here. What happens if we actually decide to use sorry, other skills here instead of using Rin CDR here, because that way we have now cooldown on all the stuff, which is pretty pog. I'm also going to wait here. Okay, the idea here is with this strategy, always slow down the boss once he used his debuff. That way it comes in earlier, she maybe use 1 or 2 attacks more, which should maybe makes it easier to loop stuff. And of course, just get the other skills up earlier too. Have an easier time with looping stuff. Also here, the fact now that I'm allowed to use CDR after the rest red instead of before could make stuff a lot easier. Like here, thanks to that, we should be able to ult the first time here on time with Rin. Okay, nice. This is a Cielo ulti before Rash ran out. Was the scary part here, but it works. Just going to use a basic here because again Rashford will run out any second. There it is. There's another Rin ulti here. Maybe I could have waited a little bit longer here with the Rin skill, with the Rin ulti, because, you know, I used the assist to speed up things, but didn't want to risk it. Just get the safe boosted ulti in. Okay, please. Ah, okay. I risk it because I want to use the CDR skill to get my ulti full. I probably should have just used the basic there and get the Rin ulti off. That way I could have used the Cielo skill here first before. Again, stuff to improve here. But so far this looks like a way better run than before, not gonna lie. Basic here before stuff runs out. Another basic here as well. You should allow one Rin ulti here at least, right? And there we go. Almost 2 mil. Way better. I guess maybe this strat works a bit better. Again, you can see some stuff to improve here. I have lost at least 1 rotation of Rin ulti that was buffed. Maybe I could have gotten a Cielo ulti in there at the end, a little bit more lucky targeting and or better handling of the skill stuff. There is stuff doable here. Also, of course, if you know you win dice at a good timing and Union comes in, there could also be a way to improve your damage. Just try around a bit with the team. I think especially this arena, you have quite a bit of flexibility in how you want to build your teams. So if you want to experience a little bit before the official rankings are out, just try around and you can still look tomorrow up what's the best team. But I think right now just trying out stuff, experimenting, see how the team synergizes, how the team works, is a really fun part of the game. So I highly recommend you just try around a bit, make a team, go into practice, play around with it, see if you like the flow of it, if you like the play style, if you dislike it, and try to make a team yourself. There will be in the future hopefully a dedicated team building guide. There is actually one, not scuff, but like a not edited one on my YouTube channel for my members at the moment. So if you are a member, maybe check it out if you haven't already, and maybe it helps you out with team building. For all the non-members, well, maybe become a member or just wait for the proper and edited guide eventually, right? It will come in the future, don't worry. I just need to see when I have time for it. But anyway, long video, sorry for that, but yeah, hopefully timestamps, so you can just skip to the proper run, or it just cut out the first run. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, follow for more, and see you all in the next one. Bye!
だから一緒に行きましょういつもありがとうもしやだ